Hey, YouTube, what's up, all my subscribers? Wait a minute. You're saying this isn't my channel? That I'm on someone else's channel? Well, I guess I'm not talking to my subscribers then, that I'm talking to my future subscribers. Well, then, I guess an introduction is in order. My name is Pheno. I do some YouTube videos, a lot of strategy videos, deck profiles, my opinion on the format, and just different things, what to expect in upcoming events. I'm planning on doing something on the OCG and what's going on in their meta. Um, I do my own version of a perfecting segment. If you're familiar with MCole40 and his Perfecting the Gadgets segment, I do my own Perfecting Blackwing segment. Check it out. He himself has approved of it and he likes it. Uh, What's that? You're still not convinced to subscribe to me yet? I guess I'll have to show you guys something really cool and interesting. A new deck that I innovated myself called Zero Requiem. Alright, here it is. I'll show you the deck list first, and then I'll explain the concepts of the deck and some combos. 3 Destiny Hero Diamond Dude, 3 Deep Sea Diva, 3 Fortune Lady Dark. Let me scoot this over. 2 Fortune Lady Water, 2 Destiny Hero Malicious, 1 Elemental Hero Stratos, 1 Plague Spreader Zombie, and 1 Dark Arm Dragon. The spells: 3 Book of Moon, 3 Pot of Duality, 2 Fortune's Future, 2 Gold Sarcophagus, 2 Miracle Fusion, Allure Darkness, Destiny Draw, Reinforcement to the Army, Foolish Burial, Future Fusion, Mind Control, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Giant Trunade. And then for the traps, 3 Royal Decree. And then the Synchro deck, or the Extra deck, so it's called now. 3 Elemental Hero Absolute Zero, Red Dragon Archfiend, Scrap Dragon, Colossal Fighter, Thought Ruler Archfiend, Dark End Dragon, Stardust Dragon, Black Rose Dragon, Ancient Fairy Dragon, Arcanite Magician, Goyo Guardian, Byronic Dragon of the Ice Barrier, and Tempest Magician. Okay, so as you can see, this is a Absolute Zero Destiny Hero Fortune Lady hybrid. The concept behind the deck is to utilize the engines of Destiny Heroes and Fortune Ladies to make each of them better. So you may be thinking right now, Fortune Ladies, those are a bad archetype, right? And half of you probably don't even know what they do, correct? Well, let me enlighten you. Fortune Lady Dark, kind of like Flameville Fire Dog. It's a 5-star monster. You have to tribute. When it comes out, it comes as a 2000 and it gains 400 during each of your standbys. When it destroys a monster in battle and sends it to the grave, you can special summon another Fortune Lady in your grave. The key monster you're going to be bringing back is Fortune Lady Water, which is basically a Destiny Hero Disc Commander. It's a 1200, gains 300 each turn. And when it's special summoned and you control another Fortune Lady besides Fortune Lady Water, you can draw 2 cards. And then the last Fortune Lady, the Fortune Lady card that I'm playing here is Fortune's Future, which is kind of like a rare value. You can return a Fortune Lady that's removed from play to your graveyard and draw 2 cards. Note that's not a cost, it's a part of the effect to return it. The cost is just selecting the monster. That's important to the Diamond Dude, but I'll get into that later. Okay, so the idea behind the deck is that the 2 engines fuel each other. So the Destiny Heroes have always been great for their early game consistency and draw power. You got the Destiny Draw, the Stratos for great early game setup plays, and then the Diamond Dude for some good mid game, and some good tops, and then the Malicious will help you with synchros and tributes. And while at Fortune Ladies, they lack early game, but they thrive in the mid to late game, since you need to have setup, you need to have the grave already loaded for them to work, and they lack a way to load the grave on their own. And you need ways to load the remove from play pile too. So you use the Destiny Heroes to help set up the grave, and then the Fortune Ladies come in the mid game to give you more pluses. So they go hand in hand with pluses. So let me explain a couple combos in the deck. One of the key combos would be Future Fusion. Play Future Fusion, target or show Elemental Hero Absolute Zero, and then send Fortune Lady Water and Destiny Hero Malicious to your grave. Now this sets up a lot of great plays. Now you can, the main one, which is the main idea of this combo, is to special summon a Malicious from your deck, tribute it for Fortune Lady Dark, and then attack over your opponent's monster to special summon Fortune Lady Water. Great combo there. That gives you a +2 right there. Or yeah, something like that. Anyways, moving on just to, so I don't get carried away with that. And then you can also do synchros, so you can make a Stardust Dragon with the Malicious to set up to maintain your position with the 0, so they don't just nuke you or whatever. And it protects the Fortune Future or the Fortune Lady Dark when you bring that out. Another combo that's key here is features Fortune and Gold Sarcophagus. So you can Gold Sarcophagus for a Fortune Lady Water, and then play Fortune's Future to return this to your graveyard to draw 2 cards. Or if you don't want to do that, you can always Gold Sarc for a Dark Arm Dragon, a Miracle Fusion, a Future Fusion, an Elemental Hero Stratos. I usually don't go for the reinforcement of the army because it's nice to have more normal spells in the deck for the Diamond Dude. Generally, you want to get rid of all your non-Diamond Dude targets when you're searching. After the first 2 turns, generally your Diamond Dude will hit something like 70% of the time in this deck, because very easily in your first 2 to 3 turns, you're going to be thinning through well over half your deck. On the first turn, you can very easily go through 10 cards. So you can be like Pot of Duality into a Stratos, then summon the Stratos, get a Malicious, Destiny draw the Malicious, play Gold Sarcophagus and the Fortune's Future combo, because that comes up a lot in the early game, the way this has been drawing. And then you can, I don't know, do more nuts. Allure Darkness, Rhoda, Foolish. It just has a lot of deck thinning potential in the early game. And then once you hit the mid game, which is very fast for this deck to reach, its mid game is usually after its second turn. Your top decks are all great, like Miracle Fusions and stuff like that, or more draw cards, which will give you the Miracle Fusions. And this deck very easily pumps out a lot of big monsters. Occasionally, it'll even get off a Teledad OTK, per se, with a, instead of double Stardust or something like that, it'll be a 0 a Stardust and a Dark Arm Dragon. The 3 zeros may seem like a bit much, but it does very easily make all 3 since the Future Fusion and both Miracle Fusions are there. And since this deck thins so much, you see them very often. I usually play a minimum of 2 zeros a game. Another key card in this deck is Royal Decree. I don't care about control in this deck too much. I tried playing a bit of control, and it just didn't work too much. So instead of worrying about controlling my opponent, I just focused on my own combos and getting rid of their control, because my combos will usually be much stronger than most other decks this format. So I lock down their control, and they can no longer stop my swarms of monsters and massive pluses. Very easily, I can be sitting on a field of 3 monsters with a 6-card hand in this deck. The little bit of control I put in here was the Book of Moon, because it didn't clash with Royal Decree, and it is kind of good to have just a little bit because of X-Sabers and Blackwings and such. If I did have a side deck for this, I would probably put some Solemn Warnings and Bottomless Trap Holes in there, just to have in case I'm up against a deck that I need the removal for. But I digress. Pot of Duality, and where is it? I'm sorry, I can't find it. Diamond Dude and Future Fusion are 3 cards that you need to know some rulings for also. If you play Pot of Duality, you can still play Future Fusion that turn, since you're not special summoning on this turn. And also, Destiny Hero Diamond Dude, when you activate his effect and reveal a Pot of Duality, and on the turn that you activate the Pot of Duality, you can still activate another Pot of Duality that turn, since well, I don't really know why. It's kind of a weird ruling. I think that they shouldn't be able to play another one since there's no real cost involved with it. It's just a part of the effect that you can only play. You can only play one per turn. But the ruling is that you can still play another one, and you can still special summon on the turn that you hit it with a diamond dude. So that's good to know. So you don't have any clashing things like, oh, you hit a Pot of Duality after you already activated one, it's kind of useless now, or something like that. Book of Moon's also really important in this deck because you can play a Diamond Dude or a Stratos on your first turn, and then set the Book of Moon their monster, and then the next turn you'll Deep Sea Diva, and get another Deep Sea Diva, reveal for the Diamond Dude again because you just deck thin some more, so you have a much better chance of hitting a spell. And then you can synchro for a Goyo and run over their monster to steal it, and then synchro with the other diva. And the Goyo probably will get through because you'll have the Royal Decree. This usually will open with Royal Decree because, as I've said, how much this deck thins. I think I pretty much covered the main concepts of the deck here. A few things to go over in this extra deck is the lack of level 5s. The real only way that I'm going to be making a level 5 is if I Monster Reborn or Mind Control a level 3. I didn't feel that was really needed. I didn't really need them at all. The only synchros that I could see myself dropping in this would be the Thought Ruler Archfiend and the Red Dragon Archfiend. If this deck had a side deck, which it does not right now, I'm currently still working on a side deck, I'd probably drop these for Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon because this would be siding into Cyber Dragons, and a Elemental Hero Gaia because this would be side decking Super Polymerization. Super Polymerization is pretty good in this since you can use that against a X-Saber deck. So you have your Stratos out or your Zero, and they try to trap, stun, and do some shenanigans on you and try swarming you. Then when they try to kill you, you flip the Super Polymerization and suck up all their monsters, and now they're at a big minus compared to you, and you've got a really big Gaia on your side of the field. And you can also use it against a, what's it called? Oh, in the mirror match you can use it. Against Light Hero Beat you can use it, since you can, when they have like an Alias or Stratos out, you can normal summon one of your water monsters and then Super Polymerization for a 0. A few cards this deck's looking forward to would be the Elemental Hero, the Shining, and there's a fire monster coming out in a magazine promo that I'm not sure what the name is, but both of them will be pretty good in this deck. The fire monster is kind of like Fortune Lady Dark, except for it doesn't special summon, it just lets you draw. And Elemental Hero, the Shining, it gets a boost in attack when it's summoned, putting it at usually around 3,000. And when it's destroyed, you get back 2 move from play Elemental Heroes. So you can move from play the Elemental Hero Stratos for the Miracle Fusion, and then get it back, and you can just continuously loop your Elemental Hero Stratos with it. If I did have that, I'd be putting Fortune Lady Light in this. Fortune Lady Light isn't in this because it was clashing with the consistency of the deck. I draw it without a way to activate its effect. Fortune Lady Light is kind of like the Stratos of Fortune Ladies. It's really weak, and when it's removed from the field by a card effect, you can search your deck for a Fortune Lady monster and special summon it. So it's kind of hard to use. The only real way the deck was doing that was with Compulsory Evacuation Device, Dark Hole, and Torrential Tribute, so it just wasn't working very consistently. I am working on a Chaos version of this deck. It's currently in its 4.2 phase right now, and this is the 1.4 build. It's working very well. I suggest trying this out, if not just for fun. That's all for now, though. My name's Pheno. Go hit that yellow button and subscribe to me for some more cool deck updates, good strategy videos, and my thoughts on the format to help you prepare for events yourself. That's all for now. Peace, YouTube.